Wild Swans, Three Daughters of China is a 1991 family memoir by the British-Chinese author Yung Chang. It's one of the best-selling non-fiction books of all time and hugely important as an historical source book. Although it's mainly autobiographical, it also includes the stories of the author's mother and grandmother, hence the three daughters of the title. The term Wild Swan comes from the mother's name and Yung Chang's own. At birth, she was given the name Hong, meaning second wild swan. Wild Swans is important because it's penned by someone whose family was intimately connected to the central events of modern Chinese history. During China's warlord era, which began in 1916, the author's grandmother was actually made concubine to a prominent warlord, very much against her wishes, but a young woman's wishes meant virtually nothing in those days. Later on, her parents joined the Communist Party, fought in the Civil War against the Kuomintang, and rose through the party ranks, her father becoming at one point the deputy director of the Public Affairs Department for the whole of Sichuan province. As senior officials, the Changs rubbed shoulders with the likes of Deng Xiaoping, the country's future leader. The author herself lived through the Cultural Revolution, and she briefly became a Red Guard. In Chapter 18, Pilgrimage to Peking, she describes a 1966 class visit to the capital to see Chairman Mao. At that point, she was 14 years old. She tells us that she only caught sight of his stalwart back and his right arm waving. Such was her disappointment that she momentarily considered committing suicide, which of course speaks volumes about that period. Nevertheless, her reservations were there from the start, and they soon turned to horror. It's probably not much of a spoiler given what I've just said, although if you don't like spoilers you can switch off now, to reveal that Yung Chang and her family eventually fell foul of Mao. Virtually everyone did in the end. After his death, she fell to reassessing his guiding philosophy. It seemed to me, she writes in chapter 28, that its central principle was the need or the desire for perpetual conflict. Class enemies had to be continuously created en masse. Wild Swans is still banned in mainland China, which is a shame because although it's anti-Mao and pro-free speech, it certainly isn't anti-Chinese. Anyone who admires China admires it partly for its history, and it's worth remembering that Mao's revolutionary campaign against the Four Olds, as they were called, embraced the destruction of China's priceless historical artifacts, even including those in the Cemetery of Confucius in Shandong province. There isn't a dull page in Wild Swans, and I doubt many Chinese people would take issue with this. Even the Chinese Communist Party isn't enamoured of Mao anymore. In any case, it's long since been translated into Chinese. Whether or not the author herself produced that translation, she certainly approved it, which makes it a contribution by a Chinese author to the already rich canon of Chinese literature. However much longer the ban lasts, it dates all the way back to 1994, the book will certainly outlive it, especially with over 13 million copies sold in 37 different languages.